What's up? Today we're going to be doing a super fast, easy, simple guide into, what Yoimiya is she worth summoning for, her pros and cons, all that type of stuff in a really simple and easy way, because a lot of videos have a lot of analytical, a lot of number based, a lot of super specific situation type stuff when they're talking about Yoimiya, the build she can use and all that type of stuff. I really want to make this a really generalist and super fast and easy to digest type of guide or review, because a lot of people aren't as hardcore as some may be, and although I am one of the more hardcore players, I can understand a reason why people would just want to have a laid back guide and be able to digest a lot of the information a lot easier without having to worry about super crazy numbers, some specific, I guess you could say, thresholds you need to obtain, all that. I understand. So we're going to be getting to Yoimiya and what she does, how she is, all that type of stuff right now, and let's just go ahead and get into her kit. So basically Yoimiya is going to be a single target DPS. She uses a bow and she uses most of her damage from her normal attack and her skill. The normal attack is a pretty long string of a lot of rapid attacks, and you basically pair this up with her skill and you get a bunch of pyro arrows. You're gonna deal pyro damage, and this is going to be a big plus in her kit, because you are going to be able to match her with hydro units to get vaporized off a lot of those hits, giving her some really big numbers. Besides her normal attack and her skill, of course, her skill inflicting her normal attacks with pyro and giving a buff to her normal attack damage, you're not going to be using the ult very much, and there's going to be a reason why. But other than the fact that you won't be using it, all it does is going to be a one-time hit, and once it does hit the one-time hit on an enemy, it'll leave this mark, and if any other teammate besides Yoimiya hits them, is going to inflict the pyro damage on them. Now, it's not crazy. A lot of people don't have to level it up. You can leave it at level 6, you can leave it at level 1. You're not going to be using it a lot, honestly. You're going to be just wanting to level up your normal attack and your skill, and that's pretty much it. Getting to her weapons, Yoimiya has a big arsenal of weapons that she can use, especially because a lot of it just regards having crit rate, crit damage, because she is the DPS unit. Now, of course, there are more specified bows to be able to use. Her signature weapon, of course, the Thundering Pulse, is going to be her best in slot. It's going to boost her attack up by a lot and her normal attack damage, so of course that's going to be helping her a lot. Other than that, you can use stat sticks like the Aqua Simulacra, the Skyward Harp, to balance the crit rate and crit damage. There are some 4-star alternative options as well. The Veridis and Hunts will help with the crit rate damage. We'll group some enemies together so that if by any means you have to use her ult, or maybe that you mow down a certain enemy, they're not far from the other, you could just go ahead and mow them down, know where they're all at. Keep pressing the normal attack button, they'll hit all of them eventually. But other than the Veridis and Hunt, the Rust is going to be her best 4-star option, because not only is it buffing her attack, it's also giving for the passive normal attack damage by whatever percent. Mine is at R2, and it's already at increased by 50%, which is a pretty big number. And decreasing charge attack damage doesn't matter, because you're not really going to be using her charge attack at all. She's basically only needed for her normal attack, and the Rust is a really good option. Now, I don't have the Hamayumi on me right now, but that is another option you can use on Yoimiya if you don't have the Rust or any of the alternative options that I suggested from the 5-star list and the 4-star list. So the Hamayumi, the Rust, the Veridis and Hunt, you can use any of these and they'll be just fine on Yoimiya, because a lot of these will give her some big buffs to her normal attack damage or the crit rate crit damage ratio that it's going to be a little bit hard to get when you're grinding artifacts for Yoimiya. Now, getting into the artifacts, there are going to be 2 sets that you're going to want to run with Yoimiya, one being the Shimenawa's Reminiscence, and then the other being the Echoes of an Offering. Now, I do think the Shimenawa's Reminiscence is going to be a little bit better, or it is her better gear set, not only because once you pop your skill, it's going to be giving you a damage buff to your normal attack damage, which of course that's what you want. It's a very easy condition to fulfill. The domain also has the Emblem of Severed Fate set with it, so you're not really losing any resin if you get the wrong set, because the Emblem of Severed Fate set is used by basically every single unit in the game almost, if you want to put them on it. So you either get Shimenawa's Reminiscence or Emblem of Severed Fate. Either way, it's a win. you're grinding for multiple characters at the same time, I think it's the most resin efficient domain you can run. And it's a pretty good set, and here's her best set basically. Now the Echoes of an Offering, I don't like this set personally. Not only is the domain really, I guess you could say, bad for resin, because you can get the other artifact set, which is the super hyper specific Zhao set that not a lot of units use that I know of. It also has this RNG set that you can use for Yoimiya. It is a normal attack set, so this does play into her kit, but it is an RNG set. It's like you do normal attack damage, and until you get a big hit from its passive, it then resets and you have to try to get the big hit again. It's just not worth it in my honest opinion. It's better to just get the static, you know, buff from the Shimonal's Reminiscence. It's a lot easier to deal with, it's a lot easier to manage. Now of course the main stats are going to be the standard damage dealer build, with crit rate, crit damage, sub stats, with pyro damage bonus goblet, attack sands, and a crit rate or crit damage circlet. Because Yoimiya is pyro, you do want to have some elemental mastery on her subsets as well, because it's going to be making those vape hits a lot harder, and with those vape hits, they're going to be a massive, and I mean a massive upgrade in DPS with some elemental mastery put onto it. So other than that, that is her artifacts. Regarding her constellations, I honestly think Yoimiya is an amazing unit at C0. She doesn't really need any of these constellations. Maybe C2 is really good, because you do get pyro damage bonus from her crit hits, which of course that's what you want on the DPS build. But in my honest opinion, I think C0 Yoimiya is fine as is. She does a lot of damage. She's a single target unit. Although she is single target, I want that notion to be that she is bad because she is single target to go away, because she does a lot of damage, and if you're doing so much damage that you're going to be mowing down a lot of the enemies in front of you, you're going to be getting to those other targets eventually, and they're going to get mowed down equally as fast as the first. So I don't want people to say Yoimiya is bad. She's not. She does a lot of damage, and with the right teammates she can go absolutely crazy. Now lastly, going over her teammates, you do want to pair her up with somebody that can inflict hydro off field, because you are going to be wanting to stay with Yoimiya on the field the most of the time. This means that you probably want to have Yelan or Xingqiu, one of the two, in her team, because they make an amazing job in giving hydro to the enemy, and also, you know, hitting the enemy for a lot with Yoimiya. It's going to be making it easier for Yoimiya to get those vape hits, to get those high damage numbers with another hydro unit on the team. Now, other than Yelan or Xingqiu, you do want to have Yunjin on the team. She's probably one of the more important teammates to have with Yoimiya, not only because a lot of Yunjin's kit is going to be helping Yoimiya, because her ult does improve normal attack damage for Yoimiya. Her C6, if you're able to get Yunjin, is going to increase her normal attack speed as well. So you're going to be getting more attacks in. You're going to be getting more of your, you know, timer to use for your attacks. It's going to help a lot more with Yunjin C6. Now I know a lot of people might not have that, but it is a big plus if you do get this. Now if you don't have Yunjin, or you don't have her built, you can switch this spot up for Kazuha or Sucrose, so you can get some elemental mastery for Yoimiya. You can swirl pyro to get that red shred to get some bigger numbers as well. You can, you know, switch around, use an animal user for Yoimiya, so that you can get that damage buff, you know, similar to what Yunjin can provide. And then last spot, or whatever spot you want to put it in, you need to have a shielder for Yoimiya. The reason why is because for Yoimiya, her basically her damage string does take up a good amount of time. When you're doing this string, you do not want to get flung around the stage or get thrown around the stage to stop the string, because a lot of her hits, her third and fifth hit, have a higher damage multiplier on it. You want those hits to actually hit the enemy, and especially since those will be the hits that vaporize, you do not want to mess up on making sure that those hits vaporize. So the shielder is needed. This could be Zhongli, this could be Noelle, this could be the new character Layla, I think that was her name. This could be Diona. Any of these characters would be really good for Yoimiya, because they'll prevent her from getting thrown around. It'll allow her to do her full damage string, and it'll allow her to do what she needs to do, which is damage. So you do want to have a shielder with your support so that Yoimiya can do what she needs to do and not get flung around and maybe even get you know, KO'd out the team. So other than that, it's going to be pretty much it for Yoimiya's video. I think that this was a little bit of an easier way to digest the stuff that you need to know about Yoimiya. I didn't want to go into super hyper specific stuff because of course there's no need for that. A lot of people just want to know if she's good or not, and she's an excellent damage dealer. She does a lot of damage with the right teammates. Even without certain teammates, she can still do some pretty good numbers. But other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for Yoimiya. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for her with Nahida, because I know a lot of people are going to probably skip her again because of her placement, which sucks. But other than that, if you're going to be summoning for her, let me know how excited you are. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. See y'all in the next one, and peace.